Yeah. Listen, we found a bunch of ways to win during the season. Every game kind of stood alone, but many of them came down to third quarter, fourth quarter, second half type comebacks where, man, it took everybody, and it took maybe a big play on defense or a big play on offense or a big play on special teams to kind of turn the tide. But they were all great team victories, and looks like that's carried over into the playoffs. Obviously, we didn't start this game the way that we wanted to. They jump out to a 14-point lead. But, listen, we were calm, we were poised. We knew we were going to get things going, but obviously had to do that quickly. We were able to narrow the gap 14-10 at halftime, and then I think the turning point was really that 23-play drive in the third quarter that lasted 11 and a half minutes and kind of took us from our own 8-yard line to get a touchdown. I was just told that we actually gained 117 yards on that drive. I'm not sure if that's a record because of the penalties that kept setting us back. And so, yeah, we went on a 117-play drive, or a 117-yard drive in the third quarter to take the lead and then really didn't look back. I think that was the turning point in the game. I think, the crowd was with us all day. They were awesome. Dome field advantage, but defense played phenomenal as well, and we made enough plays down the stretch to get the win.
Particularly that drive, you have a trust with a receiver, unlike Mike Thomas, with another guy that
I mean, I've been very fortunate to have played with some great ones, and you spend a lot of time together to develop that trust, that confidence, that chemistry, and but it takes time on task. And I mean, we've had a run with some great ones here in New Orleans, but obviously over the last 3 years with Mike, I've just got so much trust and confidence in him. And what you see on game day is what I see in practice every day. It's not like the guy just turns it on for game day. He practices that way every day in practice. So that same intensity, attention to detail, that fire, passion, competitive drive. So we try to put ourselves in those moments in practice. And then when game day shows up and we're making those same plays, it's no surprise to us. And certainly it's no surprise to anybody on this team to watch him do what he's been able to accomplish this year and what he was able to do today. He's a big-time player who wants to be the guy to make the plays when you need him most, and he did that today. Well, I mean, I think there's certainly an argument. Listen, there's a lot of great wide receivers in this league, but certainly he deserves to be in the conversation.
Did they double him less in this game?
Yeah, they're you go back to the first time we played them here, and I think it was a much different game plan with how they were handling him, and we just had to be patient. Other guys made plays, and then finally his opportunities kind of came towards the end of that game. But it was a bit of a different approach today. For one reason or another, there were times where he was getting, more attention than others. But I'd say for the most part, it was, you just had to pick and choose your moments. But it felt like there was more opportunities today. The fake punt? Well, we converted 2 4th downs on that drive in order to go down and get our first touchdown of the game, right? So that was huge. Again, a special teams play that continues to drive and allows us to go down and get points. Just felt like we had a good play, and sure enough, we got the look that we wanted and got the touchdown. Yeah. Well, they're calculated risks. It's not like we're just flying by the seat of our pants out there. It's these are things that we talk about. These are conversations that we have. Critical situations. How's the team playing us? How's the tempo of the game going? I think we all felt like, man, we needed 7 there. And again, if you don't have a play you like, you don't go for it. But you have a play you like, you go for it. Make it happen.
Can you talk a bit about that third and 16 play, how big that was?
Was that at the end of the game there, the last drive, or which one? Oh, the one to Mike. Yeah, it was a huge play. Unfortunately, we had a bunch of penalties that set us back, a couple holding calls and some other stuff that just, really put us behind the chains. But it was a big play by him, kept that drive going, and again, turning point in the game, that drive, just to, 23 plays, and to possess it for 11 and a half minutes. It's pretty much the entire third quarter, but got us the lead, which I think, to be down 14 and now all of a sudden to take the lead in the third quarter, it was just a huge momentum shift and the tipping point.
What is your attribute to the number of penalties during the 117 yard
Drive? Well, I'm trying to think what all of them were. I think we had a couple holding calls, both on run plays and pass plays, and so it's just fundamentals, attention to detail. Listen, they're a great pass rush too. So they got some guys that could rush the passer. And
How taken aback are you to start first quarter? It seemed like both sides of the ball.
yeah, listen, that's not the way we want to start. So call it what you want. I'm not here going to say, hey, the 3 weeks off and all that stuff. I mean, listen, we had to get some guys healthy. That was the most important thing. But that's not the way we wanted to start. But to overcome that, I think is the story here.
Drew, in 2009, you had some big interceptions that saved games in the postseason. Today, just what Marshawn did,
Yeah.
on that last drive.
Yeah.
to drop it.
Well, man, I feel like our defense on a couple occasions this year, has come up with some big turnovers at some critical times that were huge plays in the game, either sealed the deal or set up game winners. So they deserve a ton of credit. Obviously, Marshawn, I know the first interception, I think he makes, and then we take that, we go down and score after that drive or on that drive. That was a great individual effort there. And then at the end of the game, just listen, if you're in the right place at the right time, good things happen. So when you talk about coaching defensive football, you talk about population of the ball, you're talking about eyes on the quarterback and just being in the right place, at the right time. And he was definitely that today.
Based on projects happening in football, you guys had an unlucky one last year in Minnesota.
Yeah.
You get one today. Do you feel like you're playing this game a long time? Do you feel like those kind of things eventually even up? Or
I just know this. If you do things the right way long enough, good things happen, right? And you play this game long enough, you're going to be a part of some crazy stuff. You're going to be on the winning side of some of that crazy stuff, and you're probably going to be on the losing side of some of that crazy stuff. Unfortunately, losing side last year. Fortunately, winning side this year.
Back in an NFC Championship game, do you let yourself appreciate that just a little bit right now?
A lot of work to do. So certainly very appreciative. Love the opportunity that we have to play that game here in front of our home fans. We've always said it, the regular season just puts you in a position to have this opportunity, right? Got a great team coming to town, right? And you go back to our regular season matchup with those guys, just had a feeling that, obviously I knew what our goals were, and we hoped to be in this position, and I had a feeling that they would be as well. So they're a great football team that has had an incredible season, and obviously this should be a great football game.
Four teams are left down the league, and the four high-scoring teams in the NFL this season. How indicative of that is that to you of how this season has been played and how the game is played as a whole?
That's an interesting stat. I think there's some. Well, you gotta score points to win, but you gotta stop people to win too. And so I think that certainly the defenses deserve to be talked about as well. But playoff football is what we all aspire to have the opportunity to play. And you look at both sides of the bracket, AFC, NFC. It's the 1 and 2 seeds, right? So I think in many cases it's probably the guys that everybody thought would be here for one reason or another. We're grateful that we have this opportunity and look forward to the week of preparation to get ready for these guys.